The second Group 2 of the day is the Sprint Cup, and there's further analysis of the Sprint Cup on this week's Hong Kong Direct with Ed Sadler and Andrew Lejeune. Also, Andrew will have an interview with Harry Bentley, Hong Kong's newest jockey. He's finishing quarantine and will be riding Sha Tin and Happy Valley in the very near future. hkjc.com. Click on to the Multimedia Showcase and you can get all the in-depth interviews and analysis on the Sprint Cup and hear from Harry on Hong Kong Direct. Now, our second Group 2. This one's an interesting one. It's over the 1,200 metres. Fortunately, no Hot King Prawn or Classic Legend, but we do have the Group 2 Premier Bowl winner at the top of the book in Wishful Thinker, Computer Patch. He lit up last time and he does meet Wellington much better at the weights. He carries an extra 10 pounds, does Wellington. Fat Turtle's been to Chung Fa. He's come back and won a trial, leading all of the way on the all-weather. Regency Legend was Group 1 placed behind a Hot King Prawn 2 starts ago. Stronger comes into Group 2 company. Vincent Ho rides for Douglas White. Amazing Star, he is out of that Class 1 back into Group 2. Buddies draws a barrier number 1. Blake Shin takes the ride for Tony Cruz. Beauty Applause, his first Group 2 appearance. A wider draw for Skyfield, and Winning Dreamer, another one, just like the bottom 3, into Group 2 for the first time. Computer Patch, Fat Turtle, Stronger and Amazing Star are the 3 horses which have made their way across to Chung Fa and back, Tom, as we've made our way across to the speed map. And with Wellington and Skyfield in this race being very fast horses, where are they looking like settling?
Well, I think they're probably going to settle somewhere just off the pace. Certainly Wellington anyway, and he just might have Skyfield in front of him. But Beauty Applause and Computer Patch potentially the top 2 up front. Computer Patch in 9 and Beauty Applause down in gate number 7. So they'll slide across. Buddies is another horse that does like to go forward. Winning Dreamer, most of his runs he sort of sat back around about the 1 out 1 back position. So, excuse me, there he is. There you've got Amazing Star. Strong enough. Voyage Warrior wants to go forward. I feel like he's going to get caught 3 wide potentially. It could be the case as well with the Regency Legend. Wellington will get back with Wishful Thinker also.
There we have it. Paul, what have the track workers for this Group 2 done?
Oh, here's Wellington. I thought I'd show the main players in this. Not a strong piece by any stretch of the imagination, just a nice, quiet workout for him, but he couldn't have been more impressive last time. And he looks really good. There's absolutely no problems with him. Barrier 12 means he'll get back a bit, but he's got a good finishing burst. Skyfield working with Kerpenny here. So Skyfield, the one we're focusing on, he's 216, closest to us. No problems with Skyfield. We know he's got a good turn of foot, but again, he's drawn a little bit awkwardly as well. And the other one here, Winning Dreamer. Now, his last 2 starts have been obviously a little bit below par because he'd won all his 6 previous. We'll see how he gets on now, back to 1,200. He did step out to 14 last time, but look, he's going nice enough in the morning and he looks like he's bounced back well.
Computer Patch nearly stole it in front last time. It was a great front running ride from Neil Callan. He'll take the reins again this week. See what he's got in store. He stopped by and had a talk with Ed Sadler.
Neil, Computer Patch, you rode him last time out on the Class 1 Sprint. What was your take on that run?
Yeah, it was a very good run, good honest run. He jumped very smartly, got to the front quite easy. I just felt I was able to just let him relax in the lead then and, you know, just fill him up off the corner and save everything. And I felt like I'd kind of pinched the race. And then Wellington just like breezed past me. So, yeah, look, it was a very good run. The horse has been running quite consistent all season. So as long as he's still holding his form and his health, I don't see why he can't, off level weights, give them a scare again.
I've spoken to Tony about this horse and he said that he's more of a 1,000-metre horse in his opinion, but did you feel he was strong to the line last time over 1,200?
Yeah, I did. You know, I suppose if he's over 1,200 and he's a bit pestered on the lead, then maybe that might find him out over the 1,200, but I felt like last time, you know, he jumped very smart and he was able to get to the rail quite easy, very quickly, which meant that I was able to just let him relax. And I suppose from that point onwards till he got to the 300, he was just in cruise mode. So if he can sprint home for 300 metres like that, getting, you know, that sort of uncontested lead, then for sure 1,200 is no problem to him. But like, look, it's like in every race like these, you know, tactics become a big thing, but you just need that little bit of luck, and if it goes our way, I think he'll run another strong race.
How do you see it unfolding from gate 9 for you?
Oh, look, he's in a similar gate last time. Obviously, he's a bit more of a fuller field this time, but, you know, we're all offset weights, so, you know, he's one of the highest rated horses in the race, my fella, so Yeah, look, if he can just run his similar race like he did the last time, jump, get there fast. If he's there, he's there. And if I can just let him breeze through the middle parts of the races and kick it to 300, he'll be running the same race.
Do you see him getting a similar sort of lead in this race this week, Tom?
Well, I think he's going to get a little bit of company from Beauty Applause up front, because he is a horse that we do know that likes to be up on the pace or near the pace somewhere. So if that maybe takes a little bit out of him at the start, maybe the middle stage, I just wonder what will be left at the end, Paul.
Yeah, I agree. And he's got £8 better off with Wellington. I don't think it's going to be enough. The other thing with Winning Dreamer in the race as well, I wonder if they'll just be a little bit more positive from his lower draw.
Where's he at, you think, Winning Dreamer, Paul?
Yeah, look, he had that blood in the track here, and his last two starts have been a little bit downgraded. Now, 2 starts ago was 1400. I don't think he's a 1400 metre horse at all. I think 1200 is his go. So last time he was there and he just battled on. So jury's slightly out for me.
I've been a big fan of the horse in the past as well, but I just wonder about him at this sort of level, at this stage of his career, especially if there is a couple of niggly little issues in the background, which would be the concern. But it was a handy enough run, I thought, from him last time out.
OK, we need to check some replays, and we're going to start with that race we just saw. Now, we just saw Computer Patch, so we'll focus on a few others coming out of this race, including Wellington, and he's just hidden away in the middle there, and he'll savage the line. We've also got Skyfield behind him in the yellow colours. Get Zach Purton aboard this week. Winning Dreamer, talked about him there in the purple. And of the others, we've got Regency Legend in those red. And there's a few others in this race too, Paul, to come out of it. But the ones we focus on here are Wellington and Skyfield. Yeah, look, I think they'll Quinella this race as well. Wellington, look, he's going to get further back than this. I don't think it's going to matter too much. He can wind up really nicely. Skyfield's got this good turn of foot. So they both hit the line very strongly. Big Party got a lot further back than he normally does. I wouldn't be surprised if he's a little bit closer in the run as well and run a bit of a race. But I think this is going to be the Quinella of these two. And he ran home really well, did Skyfield, I thought, last time out. So he's a definite include, as to his Wellington. Off what he did last time out, he was a long way out of the handicaps. He copped 18 points for that win. I think he still looks the horse to beat. Back at the trials was Fat Turtle. He was awful last time, Paul, and he was sent straight up to Chungfar by Frankie Law. He was going well before that, and he's come back and he's trialled up nicely too. Yeah, the trial was good enough here, so it's just whether he can bounce back. Barrier number 5. Again, he's only a 3-time winner here, is Fat Turtle. I wonder if this is just a grade too much for him. Yeah, I think it is a grade too much for him. He's sort of an awkward mark now, sort of 107, and it gets tough for him. And he's a nice horse, sort of at Class 1, Class 2 level, but when he gets to this sort of proposition and grades and company, just a little tough for him, I feel. And Stronger's been to Chungfar as well, Tom. Here he is down the back straight, 1,000 metres. Pretty sure you've got a bit of time for him for this race too. Yeah, well, he's dropped 17 pounds coming into this. I did like the trial. You can see he's been tanking along there in front. He might have been just a fraction keen, but I thought he won quite impressively in this trial. Hands and heels really over the final stages. Won it by 3.5, and we haven't seen him win over 1,200 metres here yet. We've seen him to best effect over 1,000 metres. But look, I think he could run some sort of race off this trial. Barrier number 8 for him as well. Was he another one that could go forward, I wonder? Look, he obviously went forward and led in this trial. I didn't get him in at this in this race, though. Speaking of going forward, there's Beauty Applause. You won't miss him with that striking coat that he's got with the blaze and the 4 white feet. And also out of this trial, Tom, comes Wishful Thinker, and he is a Group 2 winner from earlier in the season. I think he's not a horse to be ignored in this race. He's a 4-time winner course and distance. He's won at this sort of level in the past, has Wishful Thinker. You can see he's under a nice enough hold there with Derek Long in the saddle. He was slow out in this trial, but he ran on well, I thought, under a nice enough hold late. Beauty Applause didn't do too much in this trial, just hands and heels there for him. But I didn't mind this trial from Wishful Thinker, and we know he's a proven performer at this sort of grade. Yeah, both of them weren't really pushed out towards the end, were they? And Wishful Thinker did make up that little bit of ground, so he's well in at the weights. And we need some selections from you, Paul. Yeah, I'm with the 3. I think Wellington will win this race, so he's clearly on top for me, and don't worry about the draw. 12 Skyfield, then 13 Winning Dreamer to bounce back. I thought Big Party might be one just to add some value to the wider exotics. 3, 12, 13 and 4. 3 and 12, the obvious Quinella there, Wellington and Skyfield, they're on top for me. I've got Stronger, and I think Wishful Thinker might be able to do something here. As I said, 4-time course and distance winner. So 3, 12, 8 and 1. What else would 2 Kiwis be tipping in the feature race, second Group 2 of the day? But he is very smart. Wellington, the early favourite at 2.9. We'll take a break here on Racing to Win. The last and some best bets follows this.